Hello! So today I am going to be working on a cosplay prop. So I got this on Amazon because I want to try to recreate somewhat the gun from Zero Suit Samus for a cosplay. Let me show you real quick what I mean. So she has a pretty neat gun that I want to, well, of course this is my amiibo. I want to try to recreate it, so I found this on Amazon and it was quite affordable, and I got it for two reasons. One, it looks a little similar to hers, and the other one, it lights up. So going to go through and change it up a little bit. I got some tools. I want to open it up and look at the inside because although I like the fact that it lights up, I kind of want to get rid of that sound. It's annoying. So, and I also want to change some of the other parts. Like this part right here, I kind of don't like the fact that it sticks out so much. So I want to open it up, take a look at the inside, see how it works, and then I got some foam and some boards and some stuff. I'm going to try to just get it looking a lot closer to what her gun looks like, which is very tiny on this, and I don't know why I'm even bothering because it's like this big. You probably can't see that, but yeah, let's get started. Okay, first step, we're going to open up the gun. I want to see what's inside of it and where everything is placed. I want to keep the lighting elements, but I want to get rid of the speaker and the top protrusion on the left. This doesn't work, so I cut off the speaker. I get my little saw and I saw off the back of the gun. Following that, I use some painter's tape to cover up some of the plastic that is clear so that the light can show through. To build the body up, I got some foam and some E6000 glue to get the right shapes for the body and to make sure that I get a silhouette that's very close to the original gun. So I'm building it up layer by layer of the foam. That way it's nice and sturdy, and I'm able to cover that up later on during the video. I also have to cover up the hole that I made by cutting out that part of the gun. So I filled that up with foam, and I keep everything together with tape. Now, taking out the tape, you have to be a little bit careful because it likes to pull on the foam, and you don't want for that to mess up the foam or break it apart too much. Now, I made some templates out of paper using my ruler, getting the right measurements so that the foam areas and some of the body parts that are going to be the lighter silver color, blue silver color or whatever it is, that way it has a smoother surface and I can have everything built up and have it look like it's like part of the metal encasing. So here I am cutting out the stencil that I'm going to be using, making sure it fits, and this is for the back part of the gun. Now I got these plastic sheets at the craft store. The reason why I'm going with these ones is because being plastic, it will take paint better. I'm able to cut it because it's thin enough, and it will give it a nice sturdier look to it. If I was using paper or cardboard, it's just going to absorb too much of the paint when I go to paint it, and it's just not going to have the same look. Again, using the painter's tape, I keep everything in place while it dries, and now I'm using little scraps of the same plastic material and filling up all the gaps in between the templates I made so that it's nice and smooth. Now, right now I'm going over with some caulking to cover up all the edges where the plastic meets each other. That way we don't have those nasty gaps all throughout, and it makes it look very nice and complete in a full piece instead of just pieces of plastic I just cut and glued together. Now I needed some more details that are also part of the gun, so I'm using some more of the plastic and some bolts, and I'm gluing them on. Later on I used some primer that happens to be a nice gray tone to it, and this allows me to have everything be a flat color so I can go in and paint it and have a more robust look to it. So I'm using some gray, black, and metallic blue paint for the main body, and then going on top with some silver and some like pearl white paint to give it some dry brush technique on top. Now moving on to the parts that are going to be the lighter metal, Not using any black for this because obviously we don't want for it to be that dark. So I go through and I paint it that silver. Now that it's a little tacky and dry, I'm going back with some of the silver and some of the metallic blue just to give it some blue hints underneath. So one thing that I feel works the best when painting metal is working in layers and kind of having some variations of the colors going through, especially if you're using metallic paint. I think it works best if you have a darker base and you build it on top, changing the color slightly, because you do see some variation as you move it in the light. So now I'm going with the lightest metallic color that I have, and I did a dry brush over the whole body, and I'm going through and doing the lightest areas as well. Now with some black paint, I'm doing some of the details around the bolts and around the plastic pieces just to make it stand out, make it look a little bit more aged. After I do that, just so that it's not super dark or super obvious, I go in and I grab some more of the silver paint and kind of just blend it in a little bit. Last step is just going over and adding a little bit more details, and I added some other lines here and there just to make sure that it has the character that it needs. And after all the painting is done, it's time to remove the tape. So here's the finished product. It still lights up, it looks a lot cooler, and it has the look that I'm going for. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this project and how I converted this gun into a prop. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like it, leave a comment below, and for more art related videos, go to my channel and subscribe.